Hello, welcome again to my channel. So this is Philip, and for those who are new, so I am doing some live discussions about psychology-related topics or subjects, and then hopefully we'll get to apply these learnings into different social issues that we encounter in our day-to-day experiences. So in our previous videos, we're able to discuss we're still in the introduction, but we're able to discuss what is psychology, ways to do scientific methods in psychology, theory and hypothesis. And in my last video, I talk about a what's call this one, the goals in the study of psychology. So we're able to identify four goals: description, explanation, prediction, and control. Now, one of the another important topic that we're going to cover in this video is the classification of behavior. Okay, so I'm going to share now the PowerPoint for us to start. And by the way, before I'll start the discussion, please share and subscribe in this channel so that you'll be able to learn some uh, psychology related topics. Even if you are not a student or practitioner of psychology, if you're interested to learn some self help methods, because probably along the way we'll get to talk about some tips. This is the good thing in psychology, you'll get to learn countless of tips in helping yourself to improve in our day-to-day experiences. Okay, so I will share now the PowerPoint. So that's it. Classifications of behavior. Okay, so after learning the different goals in psychology, this, I believe, a another important topic for us to understand because as practitioners or learners in the field of psychology, we need to classify the behavior that we are studying. We don't just simply um, modify or control the behavior without knowing its classification because the intervention might be incomplete if we don't classify the said behavior. Okay, so later I will explain after presenting the classifications of behavior. I will explain what will happen if you modify behavior and you are treating it differently or you classified it mistakenly in its proper classification. Okay? So, first, let me discuss what are the different classifications of behavior. So, in this topic, the classification of behavior, we usually call this the ABC of our behavior. The ABC. Why ABC? Because again, they are acronyms or ABs. So A stands for affective. So there are behaviors that are affective. What do we mean by affective? Okay, so these are behaviors, or when you're going to say affective, refers to feelings or emotions, according to David Myers. So a behavior of a person that stems from feelings or emotions is what we call affective behavior. So these are behaviors coming from emotions. You act out your emotions. So when you talk about emotion, it means it didn't um, go into a proper analysis or mental process of your mind. It just rely on your emotions. Well, probably we're going to say, sir, emotions is a part of mental process, but it's somehow separate from the use of your cognition. It meaning the emotion, affective behavior didn't go into a proper analysis before acting out. So if you are angry, then you act out without processing the outcome of your action. Basically, we call it affective behavior. Okay, this is crucial, especially as practitioners. You might be invited, if you're a psychologist, you might be invited as what we call so one of the roles or one of the responsibilities of psychologists in court being an expert witness. Okay, you're going to stand in court as a witness and evaluate the said behavior. That specific behavior is really coming from feelings. Okay, there might be cases wherein the accused individual might argue that his or her behavior is coming from strong emotions. That is why he or she was not able to control it because of the said emotions. So that's why one acted it out and it resulted into undesirable result or results. Okay, so that is why psychology practitioners or psychologists will evaluate in what way that this particular behavior falls under affective behavior. Okay, so you have to identify that one. So what will happen if the behavior stems from feelings? Okay, there's a greater possibility, of course, possibility that the person who manifested the undesirable behavior might not be totally attributed to his or her behavior. Okay. So again, case to case basis, I would say it will not necessarily follow all the time. Case to case basis. Again, we need to conduct study before classifying the said behavior. We need to do a lot of methods like interview, evaluation, so on and so forth, observation, investigation, in order for us to evaluate or before we can classify if the said behavior falls under affective behavior. Okay. What else? Oh, well, later I will after presenting all the classifications, I will present an example. Okay. So another example applying the two or three classification. So let's just proceed. So we're now done with A. So as I mentioned, there are three classifications, A, B, C. So we're done with A. The A stands for affective behavior. Next, we have behavior or the natural tendency or the natural behavior. Okay? This refers to behavioral tendency of a person. Acquired behavior through training and repetition that occurs naturally on a person can be classified as part of behavioral tendency of a person. So take note of the phrases behavioral tendency of a person, acquired behavior through training, repetition, so on and so forth. Okay, so it meaning these are behaviors that are naturally coming out from the individual without the use of feelings, without the use of cognition, so on and so forth. So naturally. So you can identify some behaviors like walking, running, eating, using spoon and fork, so on, so dribbling the ball, using skateboards. These are natural tendencies of individuals. So um, these behaviors were acquired through repetitions, natural tendencies. So what if the behavior is undesirable and yet becomes part of or natural tendency of the person? Okay, then probably you can modify through training, because that said behavior was acquired through training or repetition. Then it is easy for us to modify. Train the person on the opposite behavior, the desirable behavior. Okay. So in that sense, it seems like uh, it's easy to address the issue. It's because of the natural tendency. Okay. So again, you can identify. It's very easy to identify examples with that falls under this classification. Again, skills in sports, shooting, dribbling, kicking the ball. Okay. What else? Or even playing different musical instruments. Yeah? When the behavior becomes automatic, okay. So, kuwan. But of course, when you perform or play different musical instruments, usually it involves several classifications. But of course, what I'm referring to the natural um, the muscle memory of identifying the different chords. Okay, so for example, the chord G. So automatically your hand will uh, place into the different notes that plays the G chord. Right. Of course, when you play a whole song, when you learn a whole song, it involves feelings, cognition, analysis of your. Okay. So again, as I mentioned earlier, it may involve several classification. Okay, what else? So again, usually sports. Okay, usually skills. Yeah, meaning you're able to acquire. There's what we call a muscle memory of the said behavior. Okay, this one's very easy. I would say it's very easy. Now let's proceed with the third one, the last classification. It's what we call. We're done with A, affective behavior. Second is B, behavior or the natural tendency. C, it's what we call the cognitive behavior. So from the term itself, cognitive or cognition, meaning coming from thoughts or mental process. So refers to the thoughts of a person. So these are behaviors that it's a product of our thoughts and ways of thinking. Okay, so they are classified as cognitive behavior. A very common or clear example are those decision making, problem solving. These are cognitive behaviors. We try to solve mathematical problems, statistics, analysis, language. These are cognitive behavior. Okay, a very distinct cognitive manifestations of cognitive behavior. Okay, so what else? Again, whatever behavior that is manifested is coming from your thoughts or evaluation of your situation that can be considered cognitive. Okay, so again, as I mentioned earlier before the start, these three classifications are very important for us to identify before proceeding with the modification of behavior. Okay, so as I promised, I'm going to give example. So usually in my class, I will give this example. I'm not really sure if um, this is fitting, or I should say what is one uh, ethical or let me. So here's the example. Um, for example, here comes married couple. So married. So married. married couple. Unfortunately, the other one is cheating. Okay, an example. And this is just an example for us to try to apply the the classifications of behavior. Say for example, the guy is cheating. Okay, this is not to be sexist, but well, let's say to be fair with women. So I'm a guy, so let's just say the guy is cheating. So the guy is cheating, and unfortunately, his wife caught them an act. Okay, so you just imagine whatever act. Okay, so the wife caught them cheating. Okay, so the wife is furious after seeing her husband cheating on act with another woman. Okay, unfortunately, the woman found something sharp and stabbed the two individuals, her husband and the other one. Okay, so right then and there. Okay, by the way, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm looking into the perspective of psychology practitioner or teacher in this situation. Well, probably for lawyers, they might sue the wife for homicide, okay, for homicide, because unfortunately, the wife killed the two individuals, okay. But in my perspective, I can argue, okay, in the standpoint of psychology practitioner, like in that sense, the person acted out from strong anger or emotions. So there's a greater possibility that the person didn't think or process properly the action of stabbing the two individuals. She was able to stop them because of strong feelings affect the behavior. Okay, so and at the same time, she's the wife. She has the right of her husband. And in fact, her husband's cheating. So basically, if you're going to what, file a case, these two should be in prison because of cheating. Okay? So right then and there, these two died because the wife stabbed them. So I can still argue there's a greater possibility. I'm not saying that this will happen all the time. There's a greater possibility that there's a greater possibility of quittance on the part of the wife. Again, I'm not a lawyer. Oh, I'm not a lawyer, but again, it's just a possibility. We have to be clear on it. It's just a possibility. It depends on how are you going to argue in court. Okay, it's a possibility. It's because of a strong emotion. The behavior can be considered, if proven effective, it's a greater possibility of acquittance. Now, what if this scenario happens? Okay, the same example. The wife, okay, discovered the husband cheating with another woman, and then suddenly, right then and there, the wife didn't do anything. Okay, the wife didn't do anything. Okay, after few hours, like 5 hours, for example, 3 hours, okay, the wife decided to shoot the two individuals, her husband and the other woman. Take note of the time frame: 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour, or even 30 minutes. Okay? That can be an issue because of the gap, the time. Okay? The time may signify that the person, the wife, have the chance of processing the said action. There's a greater possibility that the relatives of the husband or the other woman may file a murder case of to the wife. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so um, this is just an example in order for us to identify the importance of identifying the classification of behavior or classifying the said behavior before doing something. So look at now the difference. Okay. What will happen if you can classify the behavior properly? Okay. So again, there's a great possibility because the wife waited some time. So basically, the wife process or has the time to process what is happening and then suddenly decided of doing the said action. Okay. So again, the time is very crucial. Okay. So again, it depends now on how you are going or how the lawyers will present the said case to the court and argue or present evidences to the court. Okay, again, as I've said, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just using the example for us to really understand the difference and the importance of classifying the said behavior. Okay, what else? So I think that would uh, um, give us a clear understanding on the importance of classifying the said behavior in our day-to-day practice, in our day-to-day experiences. We need to classify the behavior that we are observing. If you're seeing individuals in the street getting things from other people, okay, so you need to classify. So, so earlier, I read in social media and Facebook that there's this thief getting inside the house of other people, getting things. So if you're going to look at it, no, you're going to ask, is it effective? Is it natural tendency or cognitive? So we'll try to eliminate and identify one. So is it effective? What's the feelings? What emotional situations or emotional causing situations that led to the person getting things from other people? Is there, can you identify or is there none? Well, then probably we can eliminate. Is it natural tendency? Is the person, and if we do not know the person, then probably, okay, probably police records might tell us. Could be. Is it cognitive? So getting inside, by the time you are climbing through the wall or gate of that said house, there's what we call time for you to process whether you will continue getting inside or back out. Okay, so affective behavior is eliminated. We have now two possible classification: natural tendency or cognitive. But in that case, there's a great possibility that the said behavior is cognitive, meaning the person is fully aware of his or her decision of getting inside the house. Okay, so thank you very much. Again, I am Philip, and welcome to welcome to my channel. If you are new, you just witnessed this one, please do subscribe to my channel and share it so that others also may learn psychology. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something.